What's up, everybody? JP here, and I got a special deal for you guys. The holiday season is not over yet. As you all know, there's one more coming up. February 14th, Valentine's Day. And you want to get your wife or your girlfriend something completely different. You want to get her something romantic and that celebrates the connection between you and her. I'm talking about a luxury gift service called Enclosed that delivers designer lingerie to your lady month after month. Enclosed is like a Flower of the Month club, a Beer of the Month club. But instead of flowers, instead of beers, she's going to get surprised with ultra high-end lingerie. And this is seriously high-end stuff. The kind of quality that will really impress her and make it the stuff that she wants to wear. Enclosed was designed specifically to help guys find gifts for wives. Enclosed is all about helping you make her happy. And Enclosed is effortless for you. Every month, Enclosed sends your wife or girlfriend a custom curated lingerie gift selected just for your wife, or your girlfriend, or your significant other, and they back that gift up with a 100% size guarantee, so you never have to worry about the fit. You can join more than 20,000 couples that love Enclosed, and I'll give you a sweet gift. Right now, you can get $35 off your Enclosed gift. Just go to Enclosed Lingerie. That's EnclosedLingerie.com. Enter the code IRISH at checkout and get $35 off your $100 or more Enclosed gift. That's promo code IRISH, IRISH. Why not give your wife something that really reflects and deepens the connection between the two of you? Something that you would never give to your mother. That's EnclosedLingerie.com with the code IRISH for $35 off the best gift ever.
This is Mr. Impact Wrestling himself, Moose, and you're listening to the Irish Whip.
Hookers? Hookers and Coke?
Hookers and Coke, man.
You're the only pro wrestler I know that wants to do this shit in the morning.
Yeti, you're a f***ing moron.
Put it this way, I think Sami Callihan might as well just change his name to Invader
I
One.
want to know why. Like, he can dodge any question. Like, I'll tell anyone that. You can tell me but I'm going to ask specific questions.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. All the rest of you yahoos are out there dilly-dillying you little wankers. We're actually receiving real wrestling news.
This is
Brett screwed Brett.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Brett screwed Brett.
Hold 2, arm bar.
Hey, get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for.
Sodas rule.
Yeah, they do.
What's up, everybody? JP here, and I'm here with one of the first people that I met from doing the podcast that I actually call a friend and family. The Rockstar, Robbie Gilmore, out of Houston, Texas, down with Booker T. Robbie, how's it going tonight, man?
Man, JP, man, this is, this is like 12 years in the making, isn't it?
It is. We've been at this for a while.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time, a long journey, long time coming.
Fucking Wrestlemania Weekend. That was a fun weekend, man.
From what I remember of it, yes, it was.
Yeah, so now how long have you been out of? You've been out of wrestling for a little while now. How long have you been out?
I've been out for it's been a little over 3 years.
Okay. Now,
a little over 3 years.
We're gonna have a comeback. I've been seeing tweets that there's an itch.
There's been an itch, man. There's some setbacks here and there, but there is talks of a comeback happening. Not too sure exactly when or where, for that matter, but there's been talks of a little something going on. So we'll see what happens.
Health-wise and everything, you good to go with it?
Health-wise, compared to what I was, 6 months to a year ago, I'm way better than what I was. My neck was in terrible shape. I mean, shit, my wrestling career almost didn't even take off. I mean, it almost got derailed. I mean, even before we hung out for Mania Weekend, almost got completely derailed. Ended up, a lot of people don't know, I got spiked on my head in a training session. And landed to where my forehead hit first and jacked my neck back. So when I hit, I knew something was wrong, but I played it off, took it easy for the rest of the night. And the next day, Booker had a show. It was a Friday. And I woke up the next day, and I can't tuck my chin. I can't turn my head. Like, oh, this isn't good. So I ended up calling one of the guys, and they set me up with one of our sponsors at the time, was a chiropractor. And I went there, got adjusted for a bit to where I could at least tuck my chin, and worked one of the stiffest matches I've ever had against Jared Steele that same night.
That's fucking. So you've been out almost since then.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. This happened in 2008, so I never officially got this checked out or anything like that besides me going to the chiropractor. And I just been working with it and all that. And, I had, a lot of stiffness in my neck, but really didn't think anything of it. And I don't know if it was the fact of me just not bumping or whatever it was, but I woke up one morning and had these bad neck spasms to where I couldn't even lift my head. And it just progressively got worse, and I ended up having to get it checked out.
Oh, man. Because, the stuff you were doing back then, I mean, if WWE was in Texas, I could count on seeing you on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, you were noticed. So that's
right.
That's when that happened. I remembered when because me and you stayed in touch a little through the years. And, when you said it happened, it was just the timing on that was so fucking bad with all the shit that was going on in wrestling on that WWE level, that NXT and they were bringing back the FCW stuff type of thing, the developmentals back then. So,
right.
You make a comeback, and there's still room for you.
I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, the state of the business right now is just friggin' tremendous right now.
It's better than it's ever been.
It's amazing, And before, I'll even give you a little peek behind the curtain. Before I had gotten out, I was actually in contact with Canyon Seaman for going to NXT for a tryout. So that was in the works. A few months prior, me and Ryan Davidson, one of the greatest friggin' guys at reality wrestling right now. Guys, if you don't know who Ryan Davidson is, check him out. He's amazing. Shameless plug for him. But me, him, and one of the other guys, we went out to a Harley Races camp in Missouri, and did that and did a little tryout for New Japan and all that. So.
That's Harley's. They say Harley's camps are incredible.
For anyone that hasn't gone to Harley's camps, dude, you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't go at least once. It's probably one of those camps that's not necessarily the same twice, because they're going to have different people evaluating you each time for the most part. Yep. But you have a great group of guys, but by the time you're there for a week, and by the time you're done with there for the week, you guys are, all brothers, it's all one big family at the end of it. So it's a blast.
Yeah. I know a few carloads of people from here have gone at different times, and it's turned a few people's careers around, because it got them they always had it, but it kind of woke them up to that they could do it,
Right.
The level that they can do it on. And that's we talk about the wrestling training a lot, and you can't run a commercial for pro wrestling training that gets across what, if you look at the guys who's come through reality of wrestling, the people like Ember Moon and, stuff like that are on WWE now. Like, you got Booker T, guys, like, that's one of the best schools out there. If you can get to the World's Gym in Houston, get there. It's, I talk a lot about Brian Fury's school here with NAPWA because that's put out a bunch of talent, but there's maybe 4 wrestling schools in the country that have more than 1 or 2 people in the WWE or NXT right now. And I think Booker is one of them at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first people that, at least to my knowledge, that I can think of, that got called up to WWE were the Usos. I mean, they came from Booker's and Reality of Wrestling back in the PWA days. So, I mean, that right there, I mean, how long have the Usos been on the main roster now? 8 years plus?
Yeah, and you look at the roster and the way it turns out, and they're still employed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and that definitely says something.
So now, are you going? Have you been at World's Gym, or are you still just working out first and then going to get into rolling around in there? Or
yeah, that's the plan right now. Because when I had gotten out, besides my neck issues, I had some other issues going on that I'm currently working through. But I had stopped right before they had gotten to the World's Gym. So I'm not, I don't want to say I'm, not familiar with it because, of course, I know what all's there and all that, but this facility that Booker has is just, amazing. I don't really think there's much beating it as far as, a lot of wrestling schools are concerned. I mean, the only thing that might be able to actually beat it is the actual performance center itself, it's ridiculous.
I remember being in that, like going into the old PWA gym when you guys had that when I was down there. And I have been in, like I said, like New England Pro Wrestling Academy up here, one of the top schools in the country. They have 3 rings. It did not compare to what Booker has. You had the full gym there. You had full workout equipment there.
Mm-hmm. And at the World Gym now, right? I mean, at the World Gym now, I mean, they have it's a completely different setup, but they still have all the workout equipment. You've got the show ring. You've got some training rings. They've got a green screen over there for promos and all that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's that. So I mean, it's the shit that separates it. It really brings it separate. It pulls it apart, pulls it away from the pack, and you can't touch stuff like that.
Exactly. Plus, I mean, you're under the tutelage of a Hall of Famer, and besides him, I mean, you've got literally the cream of the crop of guys that have been around the block that know what the hell they're doing. I mean, like I said earlier, you got Ryan Davidson there. You got Rex Andrews there, who, in fact, just wrestled Booker at one of the last couple shows they had. You got, prime example, you got Kylie Ray. Well, you did have Kylie Ray, who's just signed with All Elite Wrestling. She was working down there at Reality of Wrestling. I mean, you got such a damn good crop of talent besides Booker that's willing to help you out. It's
not like Rex Andrews is. I don't know why he doesn't have a deal at this point. He's been all over the world, India and everywhere else. The kid's incredible.
Right.
If I had a wrestling promotion that I had to, and I could sign people exclusive, he would be one of the first I picked up because he would be mine. For some reason, he's just not getting scooped up by these companies. That's incredible to me.
He's a hell of a talent. He can do it all. Great technical skills. He can talk, which is is great. And even another guy that doesn't get enough said about him, I don't think, is Gino. He's coming up. He's
been there for a while too. Was he there?
Yeah, but Gino's. I forget. He's in his early 20s. I know that for sure. But he's been around for quite a long time. I mean, he's a second generation wrestler and all that. and he's a great hand. You know, he busts his ass. He can do pretty much anything. I mean, he's a great talent.
Now, what do you think outside? Well, even inside of Texas, outside of Texas, do you still, when you were off, were you following wrestling? Were you following all the products that are out there?
When I wasn't wrestling.
Yeah.
For the most part, I did. I followed, some of the stuff that was going on in WWE and all that stuff. Of course, still followed some of the stuff that was going on with Booker, but for a while, I kind of fell out of the reality of wrestling stuff just because it was one of those things that was just, I guess, a bit of a sore spot. You know, one of those things where you just want to be there, but you just physically can't. Yeah. But it's one of those things where you just got to bounce out of your funk that you're in. But now I'm keeping up with it and all that. I'm back on the Twitter machine. Back on that, chatting with the guys here and there and all that. Before we jumped on, I was actually talking to briefly Kiefer Bartek. He's been doing some good things and all that. So I'm proud of him. Just talking about some upcoming things he's doing.
Yeah, I was excited when I saw. I think it was Sean Studd retweeted one of your tweets, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I know him." Get into that.
Yeah, Studd's the friggin' man, dude. I love Studd.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet him. He did a show up here. I'll see him next month as well at a show. So he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, no, he's great. He was actually I was one of his first opponents at Reality of Wrestling right before I left, so that was fun.
I got to tell him I hated his father as a kid, and he took it as a compliment.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, not. This is the one world where that's not a problem. This is the one world where you don't get punched in the head for saying it.
Exactly. Hey, your dad was a prick. Oh, thank you.
He's the spitting fucking image of him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. It's ridiculous.
Image of him.
It's ridiculous.
So, this is the world. We're spoiled in wrestling right now. I got to watch him. I got to watch him and Brian Pillman's kid have a conversation on Twitter the other day.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Right? Where is that a thing? If I think back to the 80s and 90s where I grew up in wrestling, and it's you didn't see any of them talking to anybody outside of what you saw on TV.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a trip, man. I mean, even compared to what it was 3 years ago before I got out, it's like night and day almost. It's completely different.
No,
so much has happened.
What's your, out of all the products out there now, whether it's AEW, Impact, what do you prefer? What's your Ring of Honor, New Japan, that type of stuff, or WWE and NXT?
Man, honestly, man, if it's wrestling, I dig it. I don't. Each company has their own thing going on that I'm enjoying. Yeah. I mean, the All Elite thing, of course, that's going to be big. I caught All In. I enjoyed the hell out of it. As far as WWE, Becky Lynch is friggin' phenomenal. I'm loving her stuff. I mean, even the 205 stuff. I mean, you got Mustafa Ali coming up on SmackDown. He's tearing it up. Ring of Honor's been great. I was actually fortunate enough to go to Supercard of Honor this past year in New Orleans, and that was a blast.
So
great show.
I know it's not in Boston this year, but WrestleMania is only about 3 hours from me this year.
That's very true.
I think you got to hop on a fucking plane. I did it last time.
Now, what if I told you I was already planning on being there?
I'm going to be down there.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna grab an Airbnb and go down. I may not go to Mania.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go and do the stuff around at the WrestleCon and that stuff. I'm gonna try to do.
Okay, hell yeah. Yeah.
Listen, not much has changed. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna drink a shitload of beer.
There you go.
So,
there you go. Ain't a damn thing wrong with that, man.
Feel free to come and hang out. There's actually a pretty decent group of us. So.
Okay, hell yeah, dude. I'm down for sure. I'm gonna be in New York, I believe whatever the Friday before Mania is, and then I'm gonna be flying back out to Houston on Monday.
No,
so I'll be out there for a few days.
Dude, that's awesome. Now I can convince the other person who is going to be on this line to go down there, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good enough reason.
That's awesome. Yeah, now that's like, man, that's putting me over the edge because I was borderline, but I told everybody I was going, so I'm committed to it. Now I have to go.
Yeah, exactly. See, now that you've said it in front of everybody, you have to.
Are you gonna do the all the stuff around there, or are you just gonna go down and kind of hang around?
I'm going to go and hang around for the most part. I'm going to be going to Mania. It's actually been kind of my annual trip for the last 4 or 5 years. I just like being around it. It's a good time, That and I'll be going to the G1 Supercard also, so that should be fun. It's been a bucket list thing for me to go to the Garden, so now I have a reason to go.
Oh, man, I got to see the Rumble there probably 10 years ago. And now it's just the atmosphere. It's the two places I had to see wrestling shows at. I was lucky enough to have done it. It was that, and then it was down in Philly with the arena.
Oh, nice. Well, was that the Rumble where Cena came back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But that's man, that's awesome. I'm like, you just threw me off by saying you were going to be down there.
Yeah. It's like I said, man. It's one of those annual trips. I have no idea what's going to be going on next year or anything like that. But you'll probably catch me there too.
Awesome. That's cool. Now, what's got you down in New York? Anything wrestling related, or is it literally just for Mania?
No, mainly just for Mania. I've also got. You've met them when you came down in Houston. My parents are going to be flying out also and kind of doing their own thing. But it's one of the. I take my dad to Mania, so.
Your father was awesome. Your father was hysterical.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a character. That's for damn sure.
That's awesome. It's still going
it's been kind of like it's been the little father-son trip for the last couple of years. So it's been fun to a couple times a year I do get to see them.
Now, like as far as Mania, like the G1 card, there's just so much stuff around there. The G1 card is the one. If I go to a show down there, I have to go to that one. And I don't even know, like I said, I want to go down and just be in the area. I want to check. I've never been to a WrestleCon. Obviously, like we did the fan access stuff together. I'd like to try to do that. And if I don't see a show, I don't think I would be disappointed.
I mean, they're just being around everything, man. There's so much to do. You don't really even have to go to a show to, enjoy yourself. I mean, they got, WrestleCon and, Access and, everything else that's going on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. No.
So it's crazy.
Now, where else? I mean, have you been to any shows? I mean, you said you went to the Supercard, the Ring of Honor show, but have you been to any other shows? Have you stayed around the independent scene a little down there, or did you get completely away just to stay away from it?
No, I mean, I haven't physically been to shows, but I've been watching a lot of the shows. Yeah. Thank God for the Fight app. I mean, literally, if you like wrestling, you go to the Fight app. So I try and watch whatever I can. If I'm doing my cardio or something at the gym, I'll just click on the Fight app and watch either reality wrestling or whatever else is on, just to keep up with whatever I can.
What got me onto Fight TV was actually the Rex Andrews stuff when he was when he was in Japan. We had him on right before, and he was like, "You guys got to check this out. Like, I'm gonna vlog it." And that was that somebody should do that like constantly on their trips, like whether they rotate people out or whatever. Like, they always have somebody in Japan that's never been there and just show them on that,
Right. Right. I mean, Rex, I saw some of the Rex files, I think he was calling them.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of those, some bits and pieces. I know Ryan Davidson, I got back from Japan not too long ago. He did a tour for DDT. He didn't vlog it like Rex did, but I did get the Snapchat videos, which were tremendous. But yeah, I mean, anyone that can, that gets to go overseas or anything like that, first time places and all that, if they can vlog it, I mean, there's an audience for that. It's fun to watch, No,
this is easier for me to say because I've never done it, but I'm going to tell you this: you're going to go back and you're going to be great because everybody says it's riding a bike.
I'd like to think so. I mean, my whole thing, if I were to come back before I did any shows or anything like that, I'd like to be in a ring for at least 3 months. That way I can get, my ring shape back and all that. But I want to tear shit up. I really do. I'm feeling good. My body's getting back to where it needs to be. My main thing is I just need a ring.
We're gonna take a quick break here. I'm gonna pay a couple of bills, and we'll be right back, guys, with Rockstar Robbie Gilmore.
Hey, TIW Mafia, it's the Yeti. Hey, let's get serious for a second here. Let's talk about sex, like good sex. Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed, guys. Listen up. BlueChew.com, that's blue, like the color blue, BlueChew.com, brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Guys, you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Hey guys and gals, my package is on its way. And remember, Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. So no in-person doctor visits, no waiting in a pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. Listen guys, I don't have erectile dysfunction. Even if you don't, this is an enhancement. And listen to this. This is amazing, guys. Listen to this right now. They're made right here in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. That's right, TAW Mafia. Visit BlueChew.com. Remember, that's the color blue, and get your first shipment free. That's right, free when you use our special promo code IRISH. That's IRISH, folks, and just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code IRISH. Try it free, guys.
Hey Smarks, your boys J-Bomb and Desmino here to tell you that if you're enjoying this awesome podcast, then you'll love ours over at Talkmania.
Weekly episodic podtastic adventures, as well as additional content such as our 10-count episodes, prediction shows, contests, and more.
What is Talkmania exactly?
Well, just a couple dudes from Canada who grew up on pro wrestling through the 80s, 90s, the Attitude Era, WCW, to the now, man.
We live tweet, we periscope, we drink beer. We're Canadian, eh?
You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, or wherever you get your podcast kicks from, and give us a listen and a subscription.
You can also find us on Twitter @_Talkmania. Be part of the Talkmania family. Be a Talkmaniac, brother.
All right, guys. We are back. Guys, go grab our t-shirts. Go hit up smart-mark.co.uk. Grab our t-shirts. Go grab Sugar Dunkerton's shirt. Grab one of the Smart Mark shirts. They're pretty cool there, too. Use promo code IWP to save 15% off your order. Robbie, me and you were texting tonight about some of these fucking concerts coming up this summer. And I think Houston and Boston get pretty much the same loop of shows. How awesome
pretty much
is the summer going to be?
Oh, dude, I'm ready. It's funny, man. My last concert last year was Ozzy, and I knew it was going to be the last concert of the year. And by the time it was over, I was so friggin' bummed. It was like, shit. Now I gotta wait. It's terrible, but I'm friggin' stoked for what's going to be coming up this year. It's going to be a blast.
Now you're Rockstar Robbie Gilmore, so you're. Obviously, you were talking Ozzy. You're a metalhead at the same time. Like, just rock shit. I mean, we're talking Slipknot. We're talking Slayer. We're talking Korn. What shows are you planning on hitting up this summer?
For sure. For sure this year, I've already gotten tickets to both Iron Maiden and Kiss. For Iron Maiden, I will be in the pit. Going to be a damn good time. For Kiss, not so much. Just, I love Kiss. I've seen them about 8 times, but I can't justify spending $1,000 on a ticket, for sitting in the front. But you know, other than that, man, definitely Slipknot. I want to see them. Korn, I've seen them before. They're great. Definitely want to see them again. I'd love to see Slayer also. I haven't had the chance to. That should be a damn good time. But I mean, just about. I'm always up for going to a show. You know, I mean, music's my shit. I love music.
Yeah, the Rockstar thing wasn't really just a gimmick with you. You really, you're really a metalhead. That's now the Slayer, man. So I think I've seen them twice on this farewell tour so far.
And it's going to go for another couple years, right?
Right. It's really their farewell tour. They're not going to have another one after this. This one's just not going to fucking end. But they get up there, and the first thing they tell you is, listen, guys, we're not stopping in between songs. We just came here to fucking play music. And for about 2.5 hours, that's all they do. It's incredible. It's not like Slipknot's this huge stage show, and it's awesome. Slipknot's like my favorite live band because of the stuff they do, other than the awesome music. But Slayer is like completely different because it's literally just the music, and they're just rocking out the whole time.
Just nonstop.
Yeah, it's cool. Now, have you seen Slipknot before?
I have not seen Slipknot before. I've had the chance to see them, I think, 2 or 3 other times, but I never had the chance to. Now and it was because I was either, you know, working a show or doing something like that.
Yeah.
And while I've missed being in the ring, you know, the last couple of years, it's been kind of cool to be able to go to a show whenever the hell I want.
Yeah, to have,
you know, and
have your Saturday nights free most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I never used to be able to do that before, so it's pretty cool.
Slipknot's like Slipknot is as much stage show as it is the music. It's just they're incredible. It's
nice.
I mean, what else for music are you into? If you were gonna pick one band, what would it be?
One band. Now, see, I can't pick one band. Just because there's, you know, you got your metal, you got your, you know, just your rock and all that, but there's so much behind, you know, so many bands that it just really depends on my mood. I could probably give you a top 3, but that's pushing it.
What would the top 3 be?
Top 3, I'll put, this is going to be a controversial one, but I have to just because it's me, and that's Kiss. Number 2, definitely Iron Maiden. I mean, I have a fucking tattoo of them on my arm. And 3, just because it's all I listened to throughout high school, and I still love to jam them, I'm going to throw a curveball in there and say Limp Bizkit.
You know, I don't mind Limp Bizkit at all. I've seen them.
Limp Bizkit is friggin' phenomenal.
I mean, I don't put them on now. I'm not going to lie and say I do, but like everybody that listens to metal rocked Faith.
Dude, oh man, for that, like I'm saying, man, that was high school all throughout, man. You got Faith, you got Nookie, you got Roland. You know, you got My Generation, all that shit. And even the newer shit, man, Gold Cobra, Shotgun, all that stuff. You know, it's good shit.
I think Hot Dog Flavored Water, I think, was the last one I got of Biscuits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the newest one. I want to say the album was called Gold Cobra, something like that. But that whole album, the majority of it was actually pretty damn solid.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
He only got a bad rap because he pissed off guys like Slipknot.
No, well, of course, but I mean, shit, dude, you know, it's publicity, you know, keeping the name in the mouth, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's man, the music. I'm pumped for music this summer.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Like I'm beyond ready. I mean, I actually I got to see Disturbed a couple weeks back in Houston, and they were awesome. So got a little bit of my fix in, but I'm ready for more.
They're coming around here pretty soon too. I know I already requested the dates off of work for Disturbed. That's I've never seen them. So
they're a damn good show. If you get a chance to go, man, they're freaking great.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm definitely gonna check that out now. So being off for the 3 years of wrestling, you've checked out. Have you been to a ton of concerts then?
More than my fair share. Last year, man, last year was a hell of a concert season. Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Five Finger Death Punch, Breaking Benjamin. They're okay, I guess.
You know what? I wasn't into them at all until I saw them live. I enjoyed that show last year.
Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah.
I think it's because it's the fact that I want to say this was either the third or fourth time that I've seen Breaking Benjamin. And when you get a band like Five Finger Death Punch and you put them on before Breaking Benjamin, there's just no coming back from it. They're Breaking Benjamin's, they're good for what they do. To me, a lot of their stuff sounds the same, but you can't put Five Finger Death Punch on before Breaking Benjamin.
Right. And I was surprised because it was the same show, obviously. I saw it in Boston, but I saw the Five Finger with Breaking Benjamin. I was surprised at how many people were there. It was probably 75% of the people here were there for Breaking Benjamin last year, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean,
I was definitely there for Five Finger.
Yeah. I mean, I was there for Five Finger as well, and I was wondering how it was big amphitheater out here in Houston, and I was wondering how it was going to sell. And by the time Five Finger came on, the whole thing was it looked sold out to me. The entire lawn and all that was full, so they had a hell of a turnout.
So in the past 3 years, if you were going to pick a favorite concert, what would it have been? Let people know what get now. And you like the pit. I'm a little too old for the pits at this point. When you get into the pits, are you actually moshing?
Oh, dude, I'm rocking the fuck out. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why Zoltan from Five Finger Death Punch threw a pick at me. I mean, I think he tried to throw about 5 or 6 at me, and apparently I couldn't catch worth a damn that night. And the sad thing is that I was sober and I couldn't catch. So, I mean, dude, I was rocking the hell out. It was a damn good time.
I've never caught anything. I've caught one thing ever off a stage, and it was 2 years ago. I want to say it was a House of Pain concert. And you see me, I'm not a small guy.
Right.
Danny Boy took his hat off and threw it into the crowd. It landed at my feet. Everybody's fucking diving for it. I just scooped down. I don't say nothing. I just picked it up and walked away. I get it right behind me now.
Oh, that's awesome.
I let everyone else just keep. I wasn't fucking with anybody. I was just going to keep. I took it, walked out.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's cool. It's one of those things. Eventually, I want to get it autographed by him because I think, as much of a metalhead as I am, I love hip hop, and House of Pain is like that's what I grew up. That's my high school years right there.
Oh hell yeah! No, that's friggin' amazing. I mean, one of the first hard CDs that I had gotten that I can remember at least was Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. And
okay.
I want to say that was 99, 2000, something like that. And I got to see him in the pit last year too, and he ended up coming up into the pit, and I want to say it was either Demon Speeding or More Human Than Human, one of the two. But he did a lot of that song in the pit, right in front of me and all that. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because he did come out into the I'm not going near the pits, but he did come out into the crowd here. That's fucking pisser.
Yeah, dude. Zombie is the shit. He puts on a damn good show.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times at this point, and you're right. Like the movie screens in the background and stuff, everything. I don't understand how they're able to get all that timed.
It blows my mind. But then again, it's just like a wrestling show. I mean, you got to time everything out, for TV.
For just a few more minutes before I let you go, Robbie. So you're looking to come back. You're looking to get into training. Who,
right,
in the Texas scene, who would you want to wrestle?
all comers.
Okay.
You know, I would pride myself on making anyone look good. You know, for a while, you know, I would do a lot of the smaller, you know, spot shows and all that. And I remember specifically getting, I'm not going to mention names of the person, you know, that I was wrestling or anything like that, but I remember getting a message on Facebook from a fan and saying, dude, you made such and such look so good. He sucks. and that just really tickled me, you know, and I just always wanted to have the best match on the card. And of course now you got so many good guys. I mean, I'd love to get back in the ring with Ryan Davidson again. I've never had a match on a show against Rex Andrews. I think we'd have a damn good time. Even some of the newer guys. I mean, Cam Cole, who's a part of a group called The Cool down there with Kiefer Bartek. I believe I was Cam Cole's first match on TV. And, you know, we had an okay match, but I know he's come a long way since then. I'd like to see what he can do. Even guys outside of books, you know, I'm up for anything. You know, okay. I'm just, that itch is there, and I'm damn sure ready to scratch it.
It sounds like you are. I figured you would have a couple of names, but you're just like, anyone, just get me in there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I mean, my mind never left the ring, but my body did. Yeah. I've always been, you know, thinking of, you know, different scenarios, different spots, different moves, you know, different things that I could just do overall. And I think I could have, you know, do some pretty cool things down there.
Yeah. I mean, you always were in, like I said, everybody's always told me it's like riding a bike. You don't lose it if you have it.
Exactly, you know, and I've heard the same thing. And even, you know, but all shows, you know, doing shows aside, I mean, it's gotten, you know, to the point to where, you know, right now with where I'm at, you know, before I'd left, you know, WWE was pretty much the end all be all, WWE, NXT, all that stuff. Right now, you know, with reality of wrestling in the state that wrestling is in, with shows aside, I wouldn't even mind going back just to help train. Just with, you know, how good things are in the wrestling industry right now, with how things over at Booker's right now, you know, I'd like to lend a hand in training the newer guys, you know, or, you know, giving some advice here and there, you know, tweaking some of the small things, just helping people out.
Now, Reality of Wrestling, do they still have their, like, a terrestrial TV deal? I know they did for a while with pretty good distribution.
Yeah, at one point, I know they had some TV going on and all that. As of right now, to my knowledge at least, everything is on the Fight app or YouTube.
Okay, the Fight app is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That Fight TV has everything. And you look at what Impact Wrestling just dealt down to the point where they're in about 50 homes nationwide on TV.
Yeah.
Through Twitch. You know, so they get just as good distribution because it's all online. And that's honestly, pro wrestling, as far as media goes, has always been ahead of the curve.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think they even got their what is that global network app or whatever the hell it is that they have also. I mean, with that Twitch, and I've seen them upload some stuff onto YouTube as well. I mean, they're getting out there. I mean, that's all you can really ask for, and they're in way better shape now than what they were, you know, a few years ago.
Yeah, I think. So it's not talent-wise, because they've always had talent. I think the way the talent's being used right now is a lot better.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, before, and I hate to say this about any wrestling company or anything like that, but for a while the shows were getting pretty hard to watch. No fault to the talent. It just it didn't grab my attention. Like it did back in 06, 07 and all that. But now it's fun to watch. They have a ton of great talent. The storylines, they're easier to follow. They're more intriguing. So yeah, it's a much better product.
Yeah. Now, like AEW, I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks at all. That's my opinion. Yeah. Okay. It's just not my. I think one super kick should knock somebody out.
Right.
It's just not. It's sort of like I'm not really an old school wrestling guy, but that's sort of an old school thing that I have.
Sure. I mean, to everyone has their own flavor of ice cream and all that. Now, I'm a Young Bucks fan. Specifically for the reason is we're Cali kids. I came from California. They came from California. We support. So I've been a fan of the Young Bucks ever since.
But I can't trash on them because I don't know any group, anyone in pro wrestling that hustles more than they do. They sell more T-shirts than anybody out there. They probably sell more T-shirts than most of the WWE talent.
Probably.
And they don't have that exposure. They're doing it. They make their own exposure with the YouTube, with being the Elite. The stuff they're going to do with All Elite, All In, like you mentioned earlier. They sold out a 10,000 seat arena, and it looks like the sequel, which is in Vegas, is pretty much sold out.
Last I checked, the pre-sale tickets that they released today have already sold out.
Yeah.
So it looks like this is well on the way to being another complete sellout.
Yeah. So you can I'm not a fan of their style of wrestling. I'm a fan of their hustle.
Cody Rhodes, he always says, put in the work, do the work. And that's what the Young Bucks do. They've been busting their asses harder than, just about anybody in the, on the indies or, anywhere else. They came from, just keep in mind that this is the same generation me from TNA.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And, and it's ridiculous, but I couldn't be happier for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They deserve it. They absolutely, in the way they utilize things, like Jim Cornette shitting on them. And they just turn it, they've turned that stuff around and they've made money off of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone's going to have their own critics. I mean, and what a better critic to have than Jim Cornette?
Right. So if I did anything, I would want him to criticize it because he's so vocal about it. I would want him to tell me to go die and shit in a hat or whatever the fuck. Because he's so vocal about it, he would put my name out there.
Well, of course. And then, you'd have your name retweeted about 500 times a day, for the next week or so.
Yeah, and that's what's better than that.
There's nothing.
I want to trend one day. That's my thing. I want to trend one day. I want to go viral at some point.
Then somehow piss off Jim Cornette, and you'll get there.
No,
make that your mission.
No, what is as far as working out? What are you looking at time wise? When do you think you'll be able to actually get to the school to start the training to get back into there?
Well, I talked to Booker a few months ago. We're talked about some things and all that about me possibly coming back and all that, and it's just a matter of time. I still talk to the guys down there, Kid Ransom, my former tag partner, Ryan Davidson, of course, and all that, and it's just me keeping my name fresh in Booker's mind, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Let's Booker, listen to me. Get Robbie back in there. We need to see the Rockstar out there. Now, would you go if it didn't work with Booker? Would you go anywhere else? Would you go down to Rudy's Rudy Gonzalez or anything like that, or are you loyal to Booker like that?
I'm open, but of course my loyalty is always going to be to Booker. I mean, Booker did so much for me back when I was working for him and all that, and he took a chance on a kid from Cali that didn't know what the hell a shine, heat, and finish was.
Okay.
So he took a chance on me and let me roll with what I could do. So I will always be indebted to Book. I'll be like I said before, man. Besides shows and all that, I just want to be around it. I want to help out, as much as I can. And we'll see where everything lands.
Robbie, what's your Twitter? Do you want to put that
my Twitter is the RobGill87. You can follow me on there. I don't dabble with the face space anymore. Too much BS on there. So just the Twitter at the RobGill87.
Guys, go ahead and give him a follow because it's gonna be one of the only ways you get to follow his progress back into wrestling, which I think is. I kind of want to follow that on the show, if you don't mind coming back on a couple of times during it.
No, not at all, man. I'm always down to come on.
Feel with the progress is, you were, for those that don't remember, because it was a long time ago, some of y'all probably weren't even damn born at the time. But Robbie used to be a regular on the show back in like 06, 07, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that. I had started. When was that big fan fest up the Cow Palace that ended up?
I so wish Josh was on. That so it's normally, if you remember Josh, that he did Total Nonstop Radio. That's who normally does the show with me now. He was just having some issues tonight as well, and he was the one that really got us into that in 07. And man, I want to track that dude down still.
Man, it was a cool experience, and I gotta say, one of the coolest experiences that I had down there was seeing Leland Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter's son, his security knocking out Don Frye. That was pretty interesting.
Like we're gonna have to do is, would you mind doing a show on that? And just being honest about how it all went down.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm down for anything.
Because, the only person you're going to wind up shitting on is that Chris Salisbury.
Oh, my. Yeah, that was fun.
I will still once in a while Google Blue Meanie's story on WrestleFanfest because he wrote a pretty good one on it. It's a good read.
Yeah. What Salisbury was the jackoff that ran off with all the money, right?
Yeah. Yeah, left everybody. So, guys, for WrestleFanfest 2007, if you look that up, it was supposed to bring wrestling back to the Cow Palace. It actually, if you think about it, that brought Ring of Honor to the West Coast because that brought Ring of Honor to the Cow Palace. They ran their show then that weekend still.
Yeah. I mean, it was in the actual main show. The main Fan Fest show was great. It was a good time. I mean, I can actually say, and I'll pat myself on the back for this. I can say that I shared the same ring with the Ultimo Dragon and the Great Muta. I know not a lot of people can say that.
No, not too many at all. Especially in the U.S.
Exactly.
So few shows in the U.S. That is crazy. But that like this between me and you, there's like so many stories that could go back and forth between that. I think what was that, WrestleMania 25?
In Houston, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember doing Booker T's FanFest, which went off, guys. FanFest can go off pretty smoothly. Booker's did that weekend, and me doing security on that with you guys. And having Ring of Honor use Booker's ring upstairs that we had set up in the morning, and someone coming down and saying the ropes had snapped, and it turns out it was Eddie Edwards, who at the time was Ring of Honor, but I had come up around Eddie. So,
right.
When I was texting him going, did you just break Booker's ring? just the little stuff like that, everything still went off without much of a hitch. But, obviously the ring rope's breaking. But the FanFest 07 was such a shit show. He was supposed to fly us out. He was supposed to fly me and Josh out, me and Joe out from Boston, Josh out from Montana to help him run it. And we kind of knew something was going awry because plane tickets never showed up. And he kept saying, "Oh, they'll be at Logan. They'll be at Logan." I'm not driving to Logan to find out there's no plane ticket. I'm not stupid. But they, man, he left people. He left, like, there's stories of him getting chased down the street by, like, Big Papa Pump.
Oh, yeah. And fucking Scott Norton.
Oh, there was Norton.
Yeah, maybe that's the last motherfucker you want chasing you down the street.
Yeah.
Scott Norton. And, granted, I lost money on that trip, of course, because I had to pay my own damn airfare. I never got paid for the show.
Right.
I paid to stay at the hotel, but one of the things that, that you really can't put a price on is, a green Rockstar Robbie, Sonny, J.B. Michaels, Scott Norton, Brutus Beefcake, and a couple of others sitting at the hotel bar.
Really?
Yes. It's like, which one of these is not like the other, So, but it was a damn good time.
But were you in Texas at the time? Or were you still in Cali at that point?
I had just moved to Texas.
Okay.
I had just moved to Texas. I moved to Texas maybe a month and a half prior to this.
So it's not like you could go and walk and talk to those guys and be like, yeah, I trained with Booker or whatever. Not that you would name drop. Mm-hmm. But, if they had asked who trained you, it's not like, you'd be like, oh, well, I've been with Booker for years, and they, have something at least in common with them.
No, not at all, man. I mean, I was, still green as goose shit. I'm not going to say it was terrible or anything like that. I could, do the basics, and a couple of things here and there, but, definitely nothing to brag about, especially at that time.
Right. Man, I forgot you were at that.
Yeah.
That is wild. That was
and if we want to get technical, I have you and Joe to thank for that.
Yeah, I know. I apologize. I apologize. Oh man, I'm trying to go through some of the shit in my head that we know, because he talked to us up until like the day of, but like supposedly Stone Cold was actually there, but I don't think anybody saw him, and he left Stone Cold out to dry. Like Hang never even put him into anywhere. He had Blue Meanie in like some separate room by himself, so no one could see him. The whole thing was just bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go out to the actual. I guess they were doing autographs and all that in the concourse area and all that, and they had of the Cow Palace, and they had a portion of it tarped off and all that, because I was on that indie battle royal that they had during the course of the show. So I remember hanging out in the locker room and all that, and the majority of the guys that were signing autographs, Brutus sticks out the most, because I remember him saying, "Fuck this," and he just left the area he was signing and went to go hang out in the locker room.
Is that right?
Yeah, that I remember.
But we have to do like a full hour on that.
Oh, there's enough meat on the bone for that to go around, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I want to do it with Josh on too, because Josh was the one that dealt with Salisbury more than the rest of us.
Right.
And the heat that Josh has for Salisbury is like nothing I've ever seen before. He doesn't eat Salisbury steak anymore. Like, you can't talk Salisbury. You can't say Salisbury in front of Josh without him turning red and getting mad.
Is it like Jim Cornette nuclear heat?
Yeah, yes. It absolutely. And it's I'm at the point where, like, I look back and kind of laugh at that stuff because it's, to use a term, which I don't like using the wrestling terms because, it's just not me. He was,
right.
He thought he was a money mark.
Right.
But the problem is he was just a mark. He didn't have money. Right. And then when he saw some, he just ran with it.
Exactly. If if Josh hates this guy so much, like Cornette heat, I would love for Josh to come on here and go off on Chris Salisbury and Jim Cornette's voice.
Oh.
Can we make that happen?
We might be able to. And, I mean, it would be like a Jim Cornette drive-through type of running.
Goddamn Chris Salisbury, motherfucker. If you can get that going, that'd be great.
I will try. Yeah, I will try to see if I can talk him into that. But, man, Robbie, plug your Twitter again for us.
Yeah, the Twitter at TheRobGill87. You can follow me there. Some fun posts, all that good stuff. Of course, with the summer coming up and the spring, all of my fun goings out at the concerts will be posted on there. Some pictures, all that good stuff, as well as my hashtag Road to Redemption coming back to wrestling.
Hashtag Road to Redemption. I like it.
Hashtag Road to Redemption. Yes, sir.
I'll start that tonight for you.
Perfect. I appreciate all the help I can get.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see you come back other than yourself more than I do.
Hey, I'll take that.
I'm a Rockstar man. I always have been, and you know that. Like, we went to a bunch of shows around Mania there that you were on that weekend, and that was pretty damn cool. Because at that point around here, I was really only going to one company show. So to have seen you work on a couple that weekend was really cool. That just stuck out to me. That was when I really came back here and started going to more independent shows. So, right. I mean, specifically, I remember you guys came out to the, it was the morning show of the Hall of Fame that weekend. IWE at the small little, wasn't really a warehouse, but yeah, we ran there, and I hate to say it. I mean, of course, now these days you got hundreds of and thousands of people coming out to these small independent shows. And I think for that show at 11 a.m. or something like that, I think we had maybe 15 in attendance. Yeah,
something like that.
That was the same around here at that point too. With a lot of the shows, like we had a couple that would do 200 or 300, and then there was some that would 20. You know what I mean? And I think there's actually a picture of me sleeping in the chairs at that show, but it was before the show because, of course, we were there early because we were riding with you. Right. And Joe took the picture as if I was sleeping at the show.
Actually, wasn't the night before too? Isn't that when we went to the bar after Booker's Fan Fest?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no wonder you retired.
Yeah. You put me in front of a bar and tell me it's open. And
an open bar, and Booker has the tab, right?
Yeah. that whole there's so we have at least 2 more shows because there's a WrestleMania 25 weekend show in us. Right. There's gonna be a Wrestle. What are we on? 34 this year.
This will be 35. Yeah.
So there's going to be a WrestleMania 35 show between me and you this year. And there's going to be a FanFest show. So, guys, just plan on hearing Robbie a lot.
I'm fun, guys, I promise.
Yeah, no, it's always a good time, Robbie, man. I enjoy it. Thank you for coming on. And anytime you got stuff to plug, whether it's wrestling or otherwise, hashtag Road to Redemption, anything like that, just make sure you tag us in it. Because if I don't see it, I won't know. But if I see it,
I'll make sure to hound your ass saying, "Hey, retweet my shit."
Yeah, absolutely. right, we are off now. Thank you, man. I forgot fucking you were part of that shit.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it was ridiculous.
That's nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Josh gets pissed every time you bring up Charles. But he wants to do something on it. I want to track the motherfucker down, but you can't because that wasn't his real name.
I'll say he was just using a whole alias, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I wonder, did you ever get in contact or try to contact Kevin Kleinrock about that? Because Kleinrock was my contact when I got to the hotel.
Really?
And for the longest time, I blamed Kevin Kleinrock. But in fact, it wasn't his fault. No. He was just
he was a pawn in that like anyone else.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if Kevin Kleinrock could shine a little more light onto that. But yeah, he was my contact.
I think a lot of people I think the people involved all try to fucking forget it.
Oh, man, we tried to, but then I get the reminder because I ended up getting a shirt to commemorate the whole experience. So I open up my closet and boom, it's right there, and I'm reminded.
We had something here. We had a kid here that he tried to fucking run something similar, and he was a friend of mine. But it turns out right before he tried to run this show, he had ripped off another friend of mine for a couple $100. So we just all kind of cut ties with him because you're not gonna. You don't steal from someone that you're friends with. And if
hell no.
He'd steal from me. So, but he did this fucking show. He had, Kevin Sullivan up here. Didn't pay him. Had FBI up here. Didn't pay them. Had fucking one of the guys from Men on a Mission up here. Didn't pay him. He wound up having to make good on a few of them. The headbangers didn't pay them. He wound up because the headbangers and Kevin Sullivan were through another friend that was down in Florida with them. He wound up having to make good on them. But the amount of time that it took was incredible. He got locked in a room with Kevin Sullivan after the show, and he's in the room with a 70-year-old man fucking crying because he thought he was going to beat the shit out of him.
A 70-year-old man that's all of 5'5"?
Right. I'm outside the room. At this point here, I didn't know he had robbed my other friend. Like, literally broke into the kid's house and took $500 because they couldn't tell anyone because the investigation was still ongoing. Yeah, I'm me. I'm going to fucking protect my boy that's in the room with Sullivan. So I'm outside.
Yeah.
I still have respect for wrestling and respect for my elders. And, he's a veteran. Like, Kevin, listen, I'm outside the room. If I hear anything bad, I'm going to come in. Just don't bring it to that,
Yeah.
And we opened the door at one point. This dude's on his knees crying.
Yeah. This is a motherfucking taskmaster. He's about to kill somebody,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
But, man, Robbie, I'll let you get back to, I know you get the real job to do. I'll let you get back to
yeah.
Dude, when you're coming back, just do one thing for me. Just make sure you're fucking safe. Don't do it too soon, and don't do it if you're not good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, like I said, dude, my neck is feeling way better than it did. I've been doing a lot of neck bridges and all that. Okay. A few months ago, I couldn't even do them. And I used to be able to bridge like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually able to bridge. So, I mean, that's progress right there. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I want to, let it marinate for a couple months if I'm able to get back into the ring and all that, just to, make sure I'm feeling good, making sure I'm not getting any spasms or, shooting pains or anything like that. So
that's take the bumps easy at first anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the first few weeks, of course, is just going to be all basics and get drills just to get my wind up, so.
That's where I would think that's where you're going to do the damages on the fucking bumps.
I mean, that and all the, and especially with the bumping style that I used to have, I kind of, molded myself a little bit after Chris Canyon. And he would always take those high angle back bumps and would always flip over to his belly. So I would do the same thing and, oh no, it's not going to hurt. Well, now we know what it does.
Right. Yeah, so just be careful, man. For yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And tell your folks I said hello.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'll let Pops know for sure that you're going to be in the area for Mania Weekend, and we'll all meet up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll grab some beers or something, and we'll have some time. We'll have some fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Sounds like a plan.
All right, Robbie. Bye.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.